Welcome to Headlines Nigeria, the program that brings to you summaries of what's making the news here in Nigeria. From ITI Studios, I am Grace Ukot. Let's take a look at the papers today. Next newspaper says federal government to review 376 bilateral ties. The federal government has ordered a comprehensive review of the 376 bilateral agreements that Nigeria has entered into with other foreign countries and agencies, following its dissatisfaction of the outcome so far. Nigeria asked for Akingbola's arrest extradition. The federal government has sent a formal request to the government of the United Kingdom for the arrest and extradition to Nigeria of Erastus Akingbola, former Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Intercontinental Bank. He is to face trial for fraud allegedly committed by him during his tenure as Chief Executive of the bank. Still on the front page of next newspaper, anti-money laundering bill suffers setback. The anti-money laundering bill at the Senate again suffered a setback as deliberations on it could not continue on Wednesday. The Senate, after a slow-moving debate and adoption of the individual clauses in the bill, called off further deliberations on the bill due to the absence of the bill's author, Shola Akinyede, PDP Ekiti. Anti-graft agency begins Lulu Ogunjobi probes. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission will today in Abuja begin the interrogation of sacked Nigeria Football Federation officials, former President Sani Lulu, former Vice President Amanze Ochegbulam, and former Technical Committee Chairman Taiwo Ogunjobi. EFCC spokesman Femi Babafemi said in an interview that the trio have been invited for questioning based on petitions received from some Nigerians, but declined to disclose the content of the petition or the scope of the investigation. Nigerian Tribune says Anambra police community trade accusations over murder. Osumenyi community in Nnewi South local government area of Anambra State on Wednesday accused the police in the state of shielding those it alleged murdered the president of the town's union, Chief CLC Akunedos, in the town on June 19, 2009. But the police, in a reaction, denied the allegation, saying it was false, naive, and unfounded. Zoning is dead, Unwodo, as Urji Kalu plans to return to PDP. The zoning policy of the People's Democratic Party is now a dead issue, going by the assertion of the new national chairman of the party, Dr. Okwesili Ezenwodo, who declared that it had indeed been abandoned since 1999. Speaking to newsmen in Abuja on Wednesday, he was emphatic that the PDP had jettisoned the policy and anyone wanting to contest for an elected position under the party was free to do so. Punch newspaper. Oyo moves to check mushroom private schools. The Oyo state government, through its Ministry of Education, has expressed its readiness to check what it described as the alarming rates at which private nursery, primary and secondary schools are springing in the state. To this end, the ministry has released fresh guidelines for the establishment of private schools in the state. Jonathan holds dinner for Clark, others. President Dr. Goodluck Jonathan on Monday night held a reception dinner for frontline Ijaw nationalist leader and former Minister of Information, Chief Edwin Clark, in the presidential villa. Vanguard newspaper. Ex-militants storm Abuja. Over 1,000 ex-militants from the Niger Delta, particularly Bayelsa and Delta states, who had converged in 62 18-seater buses, stormed the Federal Capital Territory in the early hours of yesterday to protest alleged mismanagement of the federal government amnesty program for ex-militants. And in politics, Nigerian Tribune says Bayelsa Assembly confirms Speaker as Deputy Governor designate. Bayelsa State House of Assembly on Wednesday confirmed Speaker Right Honorable Werimpere Seibarugu as a Deputy Governor designate for the state. This was confirmed in a letter written to the State Assembly by Governor Timpere Silva dated July 7, seeking its approval for the nomination of Honorable Seibarugu as the Deputy Governor. In Punch newspaper, 2011, Jonathan must contest, ex-militants insist. Ex-militants from the Niger Delta undergoing rehabilitation at the National Youth Service Corps Orientation Camp Obubra local government area across River State have asked President Goodluck Jonathan to view his contesting in the 2011 election as compulsory. Dumping of zoning, it's a welcome development. Northern youths Top Gun. Nothing youths under the aegis of the Arewa Youth Forum and the former Plateau State Governor, Mr. Fidelis Tapgun, have supported the national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Dr. Okwesili Nwodo, over the zoning arrangement of the party. And Vanguard newspaper reports Aneni alleges plans by AC to rig Edo local government polls. Former chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Board of Trustees, Chief Tony Aneni, over the weekend raised an alarm over alleged plans by the Action Congress-led government in the state to stagger the conduct of the forthcoming local government area election in the state to rig the election. And now in business news, Next newspaper reports children deserve protection from internet. Professionals in the information and communication technology and education sectors have reiterated the need to protect children from the evils associated with internet usage, despite its enormous benefits. Punch newspaper, why we partially privatized NPA, BPE. The Bureau of Public Enterprises has said it opted for concessioning of the Nigerian Ports Authority instead of full privatization because the National Council on Privatization removed the agency from the list of enterprises to be sold completely. Shell appeals 15.4 billion naira oil spill penalty. The Shell Petroleum Development Company has said it is not willing to cough out 15.4 billion naira as oil spill penalty since the spill in question was caused by the Nigerian troops during the Nigerian Civil War. Hardly has the dust settled on the Federal High Court landmark ruling on Monday awarding a 15.4 billion naira damages against Shell for a 1970 oil spill. Then the Anglo-Dutch oil giant filed an appeal against the judgment. And now sports, Vanguard newspaper, Amodu serves NFF disengagement notice, claims over 22 million naira. Trouble is not yet over with the sacked principal officers of the Nigeria Football Association, as the Eagles' former chief coach Shaibu Amodu yesterday served disengagement notice, claiming over 22 million naira as outstanding dues. Next newspaper, be accountable, Bill tells Football Federation. Minister of Sports and Chairman National Sports Commission Ibrahim Bill has charged the interim board of the Nigeria Football Federation, headed by Aminu Maigara, to run an open administration. Bill, who spoke during a visit to his office by the new NFF leadership, said the administrators need to do more to reposition the game in Nigeria. Nigeria spanks Argentina, Germany in South Africa. At the ongoing Football for Hope Festival taking place in South Africa, Nigerian youngsters are cleaning up their country's battered football image. Nigeria, represented at the tournament by Search and Groom, has been posting impressive results. In 2 matches played yesterday, our players beat football powerhouse Germany and Argentina to maintain a 100% record. So far, it has been 7 wins from 7 matches. That story should put a smile on the faces of Nigerians. And with this, we've come to the end of this edition of Headlines Nigeria. I am Grace Ukot. Thanks for logging on.